Today's video is a head-to-head comparison of soft-sided and hard-sided luggage to help you decide which is best. We'll break down the strengths and the weaknesses across key categories like security, design, and durability, and I'll also share what I've personally used through hundreds of flights. The first category is protection, where hardshell suitcases get a 9 out of 10 rating. Hardshell luggage, made from materials like polycarbonate and aluminum, offer excellent protection for your belongings. The hard exterior acts like a shield, safeguarding your items from drops, bumps, and rough handling during trips, especially if your carry-on ends up getting checked. Baggage handlers are not known for being gentle with your stuff. These suitcases also perform well in bad weather, keeping contents dry due to their water-resistant surface, although the areas around the zippers may not be fully waterproof. An added benefit is that hardshell cases are going to protect against bed bugs, as the hard surface leaves fewer places for them to hide and it is harder for them to penetrate. Soft-sided luggage, usually made from nylon or polyester, provides some protection, and the softer material can actually absorb minor shocks and impacts, protecting your belongings. While some models do have water-resistant coatings, they generally do not perform as well in rain or snow in comparison to a hardshell case. Soft-sided luggage is also more prone to tears and punctures, and it can more easily house bed bugs, which can ruin your vacation as well as cause major problems even long after you've returned home. Soft-sided luggage scores a sad 6. The next category is security, where hardshell suitcases perform well with a rating of 8 out of 10. Many models come with built-in TSA-approved locks, making it difficult for thieves to pry them open. The lack of external pockets also adds to the security, as there are fewer opportunities for someone to slip their hand in and grab something. Additionally, the solid exterior is much harder to cut into compared to a soft-sided suitcase. It is good to know that determined thieves will still find a way to break in, whether that's by cracking the shell, breaking the lock, or using the pen hack to get through the zipper. That zipper hack is both wild and quite concerning to see. Soft-sided luggage generally falls short in security in comparison to a hardshell option. It's easier to cut into fabric, and they typically lack built-in anti-theft features like TSA locks. You can, however, attach your own lock to the zippers, and some soft-sided suitcases, like the Level 8 capture carry-on that I have here, ships with a TSA lock and has zipper loops that make it easier to attach. The exterior pockets, while convenient for accessing items, also make it easier for thieves to grab something quickly and is a big reason why soft-sided luggage scores only a 5 out of 10 for security. Let us know down in the comments if you prefer to travel with hardshell or soft-sided luggage. I'll share which is my preference a little later on in the video, as I don't want to bias you quite yet. Moving on to flexibility, hardshell suitcases are not known for their flexibility, earning a pretty pathetic rating of 5 out of 10 in this category. While some do offer a bit of expandability, you can't overstuff them like you can with a soft-sided suitcase. The lack of flexibility might be a blessing in disguise, as it does save you from overpacking and may prevent any overweight baggage fees. But it can also be frustrating when you need just a little bit more space for that last item, or if you need to compress your suitcase to fit in a snug space, like an airline sizing bin at the airport. On the other hand, soft-sided luggage excels in flexibility, scoring a 10 out of 10. You can definitely stuff more items into it and stretch the fabric to fit more than you would in a hardshell suitcase of a similar size. Soft-sided suitcases also compress, making them easier to fit into tight spaces. When flying on short domestic flights, I often find myself on these tiny commuter planes that have very small overhead bins. I can usually stuff a soft-sided carry-on into the airline sizing bin to prove that it's going to fit in the overhead compartment, and then convince the gate agent to let me take it on board as opposed to having to check it. And this trick does not work when I am traveling with hardshell luggage. Next, let's talk about design and aesthetics. This can be up to personal preference, but when it comes to style, I find that hardshell luggage typically has a sleek and modern look, which earns it a 10 out of 10. They tend to come in a wide range of colors and designs, allowing you to find one that fits your style preference And the variety also helps your suitcase stand out and not get easily mixed up with other travelers' luggage. I've been partnered with Level 8 for years now, and I love their hard-shell textured carry-on suitcases. My mother uses the pink, my brother uses the green, and I personally use the white. Soft-sided luggage scores a 7 out of 10 for design and aesthetics. They often look bulkier and offer less variety in design and color in comparison to hardshell cases. This rating might improve as more options become available. The Swiss Gear Scion, which is a bestseller on Amazon, is an affordable option that actually has a nice range of colors to choose from. An advantage in the aesthetics category for soft-sided suitcases is that they do tend to maintain a nicer appearance for longer, since they are resilient to visible wear from scratches, dents, and scuffs. This takes us right into the next category of maintenance and upkeep. Hardshell suitcases are easy to maintain, and they get a 9 out of 10 in this category. You can simply wipe them down to keep them clean, and they don't retain moisture, making them more resistant to stains and odors. However, they are prone to visible scratches and scuffs that you can't always wipe away, which can detract from their appearance over time. Soft-sided luggage scores a 6 out of 10. While they are less likely to show scratches and scuffs compared to hardshell cases, they do require more upkeep. The fabric can absorb stains and odors, making maintenance a bit more challenging. For example, my friend's soft-sided suitcase smelled like cigar smoke for weeks after spending an hour in a cigar lounge on a sleeper train in Egypt. My hard-side suitcase did not. When it comes to user-friendliness, hardshell suitcases score a 6 out of 10. The main drawback is their clamshell or butterfly opening style, where the zipper runs along the middle of the suitcase. The design requires you to fully open up the suitcase in order to access any of your items, which is inconvenient to say the least. When fully opened, hardshell suitcases also take up more space in comparison to soft-sided suitcases, which generally open more like a traditional suitcase with a lid that flips open. Many travelers prefer this one deep compartment of a soft-sided suitcase over the two shallow sides of a hardshell suitcase, as it can be easier for packing larger items. Soft-sided luggage excels in user-friendliness, earning a rating of 10 out of 10. The single compartment with a lid that flips open makes it easier to access your belongings, and it takes up half the space in comparison to a clamshell opening style. Most soft-sided suitcases also come with external pockets, offering extra storage and easy access to frequently used items. This design makes packing and retrieving items simpler and more efficient, giving soft-sided luggage the edge in user-friendliness. But hardshell suitcases are going to be the winner in the next category of durability with a score of 9 out of 10. A good quality hardshell suitcase is built to last through many trips and many different weather conditions without getting destroyed. Soft-sided suitcases are generally considered to be less durable than hardshell luggage. On the other hand, a good quality soft-sided suitcase is going to be less prone to breaking or cracking and earns a pretty decent score of 8 out of 10. One major complaint about soft-sided luggage is the vulnerability of the telescoping handle, which can get easily damaged since it isn't well protected by the soft fabric. It really does come down to the specific material that is being used and the quality of the suitcase. For example, I trust the high-strength nylon of the Level 8 Capture Carry-On more than the polyester material of the Swiss Gear Scion or the polypropylene of the Amazon best-selling budget Samsonite Freeform suitcase, despite it being a hard shell. Weight is an important factor when choosing a suitcase, as more airlines are enforcing strict carry-on weight limits. A gate agent weighing your carry-on suitcase has been common on flights around Europe for a long time, but now even on domestic flights within the US, you can find airlines weighing your carry-on suitcase when historically only the size of the suitcase mattered. Hardshell suitcases are usually heavier due to the materials used and additional features like the built-in TSA locks. They get a 6 out of 10 in this category. However, I'm finding that weight varies based on the brand and model. For example, the Samsonite Freeform hardshell suitcase weighs under 3 kg at just about 6.5 pounds, which is very light compared to the soft-sided Swiss Gear Scion and the level 8 capture carry-on, which are both over 8 pounds. So while the weight of the empty suitcase is important, the key is to find a suitcase that's going to balance lightweight with durability. Among hard-sided suitcases, aluminum is the most durable, but it's also going to be the heaviest, while polypropylene is the lightest but the least durable. Polycarbonate offers the best balance of lightweight material and durability. Personally, I prefer the 18-inch level 8 textured carry-on made of polycarbonate over the Samsonite that's made of polypropylene, as it's much more durable and only slightly heavier by 0.5 of a pound. In general, a good quality soft-sided suitcase will be lighter than a good quality hard-shell suitcase, earning them an 8 out of 10 for weight. The most common materials for a soft-sided suitcase is nylon and polyester. Nylon is considered superior since it's more durable and only slightly heavier than polyester. When it comes to the price, hard-shell suitcases are on average slightly more expensive than soft-sided suitcases. However, the difference is minimal and you can find a cheap hardshell and an expensive softshell, or vice versa, just depending on the brand and the quality. These both get a 7. And while both hardshell and soft-sided luggage have their advantages, I do find myself gravitating towards hardshell cases most of the time. Mostly because this is how I feel when I travel with a hardshell. And this is how I feel traveling with softshell. But that's just me. Choosing the right suitcase is going to come down to personal preference. Hardshell typically wins for both security and durability. So if your travels involve lots of movement, potentially rough handling, or if you're carrying items that need extra protection, hardshell luggage is probably going to be the best choice for you. You can also find hardshell suitcases with easy access pockets, like the Level 8 Grace carry-on, that has a hard shell front pocket with great protection for your electronics. A hard exterior is also easier to clean, and it lasts longer in poor weather conditions. And soft-sided luggage is the winner when you prioritize flexibility and user-friendliness, or convenience of use. For those who prefer a single deep packing area as opposed to a clamshell opening, as well as easier access to their belongings via the external pockets, soft-side luggage might be for you. The flexible material also makes it easier to squeeze more things in and easier to compress to fit in tight airplane overhead bins and the sizing bins at the airport, which might save you from having to check your carry-on suitcase at the boarding gate. You can also add your own locks to the zipper handles to give you similar security as the built-in TSA locks that you tend to find on hardshell suitcases. You'll find links to all of the luggage shown in this video down in the description, as well as the suitcase that I am using and a special discount for level 8 luggage. Don't forget to let Ollie and I know which type of suitcase you prefer, and then I also hope you'll hit that subscribe button to join us back here for more travel tips each week. Thanks for watching, safe travels, and I'll see you in that next video soon. Bye.